So here is the second choice for making a nose. So does everybody see? I'm going to place my fingers, like my pointer finger and thumb. So do you see where the nose is here? I'm going to basically take my fingers and I'm going to squeeze the clay along that, like where that line is for the nose, up, so that all of a sudden there'll be like no clay underneath the eyes. So I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it in a way so that the video shows it too. So I'm squeezing it up. Okay. So here's my first squeeze. Do you guys see that? So I just squeezed the clay. So now, and I did my best not to really damage my lower eyelids. Now I'm going to, from the mouth, push this up. That's why I'm giving you options. You do not have to do this way. And a lot of times people are like, seems like an odd route. So then you can just add your nose the way we did it yesterday. So now here's my profile. It's kind of goofy. All right. So I just squeeze the clay across. You do not have to do it this way. You can just do the way that I showed you yesterday. If you need reminders of that, let me know. All right. Now what I'm going to do is something similar to what you guys did. I'm going to kind of like treat it like it's like, did you guys ever play, because I know that these were in your childhood because they brought them back, the Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head? So I don't know if this is similar, but I'm going to kind of place the facial parts, kind of fill in, and then build up on the nose. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a coil for the bridge of the nose, so similar, but I have a bit of like a nub of a nose right here. You can kind of see it. It's just like so funny. So I'm going to figure out how much clay, because I need to create that bridge of the nose, so I'm going to go and add clay, a coil in. But I'm not going to do any of the attaching yet. So I don't know if it's accurate like Mr. Potato Head, probably not. So like that's going to fill in for the bridge of my nose. I'm paying attention to all sides of my sculpture. Now I'm going to fill in those cheeks by rolling a ball of clay, dividing it in half, so I have 2 equal parts for my cheeks, because we're pretty hollowed out. And so I'm going to set that in there. Okay, way too big. So I'm going to work with what I got here, and I'm just going to cut 1/3 off of each of these that I've already cut. All right, rolling them back. All right, so there's kind of filling in the gap. And I'm not attaching anything yet. I'm just kind of prepping and priming things. Very odd looking little person at this point. They always kind of make me giggle. I enjoy sculpting these. They're kind of funny. All right, and then that nose is still looking a little odd. I need more nose. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to take this coil, actually, I'm going to like lower it down. All right. For, what is that for? Might be. You could divide that in half and then see. And like you get to kind of decide. It's kind of like being your own creator, making a little human. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? All right, so what do you think? Do you think it looks good? Very realistic, right? This is very lifelike. So now, but I am, believe it or not, people, I am happy with what I have going up here. So I'm going to score it, attach it, and then I'm going to start smoothing things out and making it look less weird. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove one part, the little cheek bone. I'm going to score into that concaved area that I created, get a little bit of water in there, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing. You guys know the drill. Then I'm going to score the back side of that little cheek bone. Get that going. And then I'm going to kind of nestle it in. I have faith in this process. Keep in mind the back of that head. I mean, I keep finding a real flat back of the head, so don't neglect that part. Now I'm going to attach the other cheekbone. Someone asked, and so I thought I'd maybe let everybody know, just for your information. This is our last project, and then we will stay busy because all next week we're going to be adding details, refining, making this look like just the way we, kind of hope. And then like I said, I've got a plan that'll get us all the way to the last week. And there might be a day or two where we get to do some fun stuff. So, we will stay. I've got it all mapped out, planned out. And then those who are gone for various reasons next week, you'll be busy the following week, kind of getting caught up. Okay, so my cheekbones are scored, slipped, and attached. Now I'm going to do that coil that I ran along my little nose nub that I had created, because look at it, without it, I don't have much of a profile. So I'm going to score it, slip it, and then I'm going to attach it. Abdi, did you finish up on your cylinder? Okay. All right. He could be in D203. Yeah. Yep, because that's where I'll be. All right, and then I'm just gonna score the back side here. Get my little nose coil going.
Wait, do you blend them in?
What's that?
Do you try to blend these?
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that once I get everything attached. So my philosophy, and you can do however it makes sense to you, I like to, when I'm attaching things, attach all of it and then blend it, cover the tracks, and kind of shape and mold it, because I have found that helps me create a bit more of a symmetrical parts, like two cheekbones, the eyes. It's just I've kind of through trial and error found it's a good approach to do. All right, so now all of this is scored, slipped, and attached. Now I get to do the part that is like a relief almost, is I'm going to start, like I did with the eyelids, I'm going to start kind of pulling that clay back and blending it into the face, kind of filling in some of those gaps. And I do it on each, so I did one cheekbone side, now I'm doing the other. I like to do things a little methodically. It helps to create more symmetry as you're adding clay to each side of the face. A little trickier to do the blending of the inner, like that cheekbone and the lower lid. So I'm just kind of, you don't have to use your finger. You can get creative. Like I think I'm going to use the plastic needle to do kind of some of that blending and merging of the clay. I still need to add my nostrils, obviously. This nose isn't looking quite right yet. All of a sudden, I'm looking at the face and it almost looks like it's grinning at me in a mischievous kind of way. I think I might be making a mischievous. Okay, and I'm just blending and covering those tracks, making that clay merge together. So can you, I wonder if this is gonna make you guys appreciate those claymation movies when the artists are having like for every frame of, you know, they have to like shape, mold, and change. It would just be very time consuming. Maybe you've never thought about it, but sculpting these makes me appreciate that more, that art form more. All right, now I'm gonna start to kind of work on that nose. It needs help. So I'm gonna pull up, kind of blend both sides. And you'll notice how when I'm doing the sculpting, I'm kind of looking at all the different angles of my sculpture as I create it. Getting that nose. So it's starting to look a little more reasonable. Anybody try this method, or did everybody go the way that we did it yesterday? Did you? How did it go for you, Anna? Oh, good. All right, so just trying to kind of blend that clay onto here. I am without nostrils, so that's my next thing. And I'm starting to kind of pinch and kind of tweak the tip of the nose. Definitely need some nostrils on this nose, that's for sure. And then I could kind of tap it, checking it out from all sides. We are in major need of nostrils. Big time. But those are gonna come next. So now I'm gonna roll out the smaller balls of clay to make the nostrils. I'm kind of tapping my cheekbones back because they were kind of a little more angular than I wanted. Now keep in mind there's no mouth here. So right now this profile is really kind of like just, there's no mouth. The mouth will come on Monday. Okay, so I'm gonna get the nostrils added before I call it a day. So I'm gonna maybe take a piece of clay, roll it in a ball, cut it into 2 balls, right? We know this now, we know the drill. Then we'll see. I bet these are gonna be way too big. Huge. So I think I'm gonna cut just one of the halves in half again. And then go from there. That's better. Okay. Okay. So now I've filled in those nostril. It's still, they're quite large, so yes, you may. I could probably make them smaller. I feel like that's always the case. I'm gonna cut a third off of both of them. I just keep challenging myself to try to make a more refined sculpture, human bust. So Monday we'll do mouth, ears, neck stem, shoulders. And then Tuesday we will hollow out the heads and the shoulders. did you mention that you wanted to?
Yeah, come here
Yep,
lunchtime.
mhm,
Yeah,
yep.
I'm gonna stop by.
Yep. Yeah, so if you even wanted to just carry it and set it over in there so you have it, like that's fine.
Okay.
Yep, and just set it on one of the tables, because I'll be in there during lunch.
Shall I walk in?
Yeah, you sure can. All right, so I made the nostrils a little bit smaller. Now we've got a little nose. Imagine when there's like a mouth and chin, it'll start, and then eyebrow bone, and then head, it'll start to look less crazy. So I hope you haven't lost faith in my my directions here. So now I'm going to quickly score the back sides of these nostrils on the sides here. And then I think we need to get into the mode of wrapping these up, and then let me make space for us.
I think just kidding. There's something wrong.
It looks like it's going. It looks like it's making like fish lips, like, doesn't it? Like a little bit. So what do you think is wrong with it?
Well, I'm trying to make it like it's supposed to be like bent out of shape. It's not like
Okay, so you want kind of some of it to be a little bit